Hey friends, it is Sunny B, future FNP, and I am back with another episode. Oh my gosh, it's been a minute, right? Thank you so much for joining me today. This is one of my most exciting episodes yet. Obviously, as you see by the title, I am finished with my nurse practitioner program. Yay! And so, the purpose of this episode is to just kind of update you on how the last class went. I think the last time I reached out to you all, I was giving some tips on how to successfully complete your clinical rotation. And boy, have I had an interesting ride for this class. So let's start with the assignment load for NR667, which is the final class. It's the capstone course in the Family Nurse Practitioner program. And in this class was the one we had to go back to Chicago for our in-person intensive review, which was in week 7 of 8. And I do have some video clips from that. And also in this class, we had to do a device call like in the previous classes. This one was with the instructor on video, and I had to perform an assessment on a mock patient. And I'll also elaborate on that a little bit later. But for now, like I said, I'm going to talk about the assignments for this class. So looking back, this course was the one of the most assignment heavy courses that I remember. And it was like a lot of busy work. It wasn't that there were different types of assignments. Like we only had two of the iHuman modules this time, but we had a 150 question quiz every single week from weeks 1 through 6. And that was their way of preparing us for the practicum, no, the practice readiness predictor exam or exit exam, whatever you want to call it. So it's preparing us for boards because the certification tests are 150 questions. I think one of them might be 175, just depending on which entity you choose to go with, either ANCC or AANP, which is the one that I'm going to do for boards. But either way, it was our university's way of preparing us for that test. And the week-to-week exams were not proctored, 150 questions, practice exams. And we also had to review modules from the company that hosted our intensive review. They are the ones that provided the study material. Every week there were modules and an attestation that we viewed those modules, and then we had to do the exam and two iHuman modules and something else that I'm not remembering right now. But every week there, of course, your clinical hours, like let's not forget that, the case logs. And so every week after my clinicals, when I was logging my cases, I was like, this is the last few that I have to do, and it was as intense and all of that. But I want to quickly share about a secondary site that I utilized. So some of you may or may not know, I had about 28 additional pediatrics hours to complete because when I did my peds rotation, the pediatrician went on vacation one of those weeks, so I needed to make a few hours. And a colleague recommended a clinical site for me to try. And I'll just say this. From day one, the person informed all of us that they are not a nurturer. And if that's the type of environment that we were seeking, you needed to find a different site. And I went into it looking forward to learning some things or just having a different site, than my primary. And I'm not the type of person that needs a nurturer. Like not a new nurse, so I can pretty much handle my own. But this person, I hate to say this, and it's a shame to see, but narcissism at its worst, like constantly grandstanding and I hate to say that, I hate to use the overused word that people always use, gaslighting, but that's what this person practiced frequently, and belittling people. I witnessed this person talk down on students with thick accents or who might be struggling with some of the material, but they used every opportunity to downplay or downsize or minimize, make someone feel like they didn't belong or what have you. And we had a couple of situations that I will not elaborate on here, but I'm so happy that I'm past that. It's not even worth talking about on my channel at all. But it did not stop me from progressing forward. I got everything that I needed to get, and here we are. So I'm happy about that. Without further ado, I do want to share some clips from my vice call with my instructor, and my husband was my patient. And when the video starts, you'll see that me speaking with him as the patient. And so the assignment was there were 25 different diagnoses that were presented to us, and we were not sure which diagnosis the instructor would choose for us to assess the patient. So my husband was the character of a 25-year-old male who was a street performer who hurt his back during a performance. And he was the patient acting out all of the whole scenario. And my professor was providing the answers. And so I had to listen to her feedback based on the things that I asked my patient and respond accordingly. And you'll be able to see that my husband is an excellent actor. He was in a little bit of pain, like in real life, but he really helped bring the character to life, which was pretty fun. I tried my best to set the room up like an exam room. And yeah, so here are some clips from that. You'll see me assessing him, first doing an interview, verifying background information, doing the whole old carts to assess what symptoms he was having. There was also a portion where we did some return demonstration, and I assessed his range of motion and all of that. I also did listen to heart and lungs and did my assessment, and I formulated a treatment plan, a diagnosis and treatment plan, just like I would in the clinical setting. After those clips, you will see some clips from Chicago where we returned. My husband went with me this time, so I was not alone. And we were at the Q Center again for the intensive review. A few clips from the lobby, us on our way to the airport. Some clips from the lobby, and as you might remember, those long, extremely long hallways, and pictures of the dining hall. Lots of food, just like last time. Lots of vegetarian options and non-vegetarian options, obviously. And also, so that this weekend was different than the first one because there were no assessments. Like it was literally a weekend, 2 full days of class, reviewing for boards and for the exit exam, which they call the readiness exam. Is it readiness? I don't remember right now. Everything is a blur. Okay, if you can imagine, I am finished with this program, and it really feels surreal to be in this place because I keep checking and refreshing the screen and waiting for everything to update. Like my grades have been put in, and I had an A in the class, and the final exam was worth 40% of our grade. It was not an easy exam. And I ended up making an 83 on that. And so they give you the amount of points that equals 83. So I ended up with a 91.5% in the class, which at Chamberlain is a B plus. In most universities in the United States, that would be an A, but that's okay. Hey, I'm not worried about it because my GPA, I finally calculated it. It'll be about I think it's 3.78 or something like that. Right now it's 3.80. If I made an A, it would have been 3.82. But I'll take a 3.78. Hey, way to go, girl. And I won't hold you up long with a lot of chatter because I can go on and on. But for now, just enjoy these clips. And I did meet a couple of people there this week or that weekend of the intensive review who have watched a couple of my videos. And one lovely couple took a selfie with me, which I should have. I'll probably insert a clip of that too. I forgot to add it when I was making this video, but that was pretty cool. So I'm glad that these videos are helping you all. I'm not going to stop here. I will also share my journey as I move forward to sit for boards and also, what's next for me after this journey to FNP. So thank you so much for watching and for listening, and I'll chat with you in the next one.